My name's Heidi Dennis. I was raised in Indianapolis, Indiana, and I am the general manager of a resort on Fort Lauderdale Beach. And my survivor story is surviving stage 4 triple negative breast cancer, which is metastatic, and gone to the bones in lymph nodes, but I'm surviving. It's important to share my story with others because everybody has a story, but surviving breast cancer or any kind of cancer illness is really different, I think, than anything you could possibly expect or imagine, because you don't expect it, you don't imagine it, and it just is. And I think it's all about how you wrap your brain around it, because it's nasty. It's rude. My journey began August 24th, 2017, at 11:30, to be exact. I was alone when I found out. I went to the doctor's office. I kind of knew that something was not right, but when I went, it was, for me, it was just something that I think I needed to do on my own. I took the first step on my own because I think in the beginning you're in denial. You don't think that it can't happen to me. I think everybody feels that way. That's just human nature. So when you're in denial, maybe it's not real. The first people that I told about what was happening was my husband. I drove to his office. Then after that, I actually had a conference that I was getting ready to help run the next day, but we were getting ready to set up that evening. So I sort of told a couple of very dear friends that I had something going on. But my friend husband was also battling cancer, so I didn't want it to become a burden. So I think I made a little bit light of it during that time frame, just because the last thing we all want to be is a burden, which is what was my thought at the time. And I was too busy. It became real. I don't know if it has. To be honest, I've been through the chemo, I've been through the double mastectomy, I've been through radiation for 45 doses, then continued on with chemo pills, etc. And I'm still here. And there's times when I feel like I hear horror stories. So there's a part of me that thinks maybe it was supposed to be, maybe I was better off than most. And I don't know if that makes sense, but it was supposed to be worse. Maybe I was expecting the worst. My daughter kept saying, "You make it look so easy." It's not easy. But I think in my mind, it's like, maybe it was supposed to be worse than it is. I kept convincing myself that's not really that bad. It was bad. The key players for me, there are so many. And I think that's why I did so well. Besides, automatically people think you're family, and no offense to my family, and I love them to death, but it was harder for me with my family because you don't want them to see you go through all that. This sickness, the losing your hair, the surgeries, and you're trying to be strong. With your friends, you could be a little bit more open about it, I think, but I still I wasn't even honest with all my sisters, or and I'm talking about my sassy sisters, and I'm talking about other people. I never was really honest with anyone, and I can't explain it. I just did it. I wanted everybody, of course, to believe that I'm okay, because that's who we are. That's what we do. We don't want to burden other people, I guess. And me being, what's okay? I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm still battling, so I don't know when it's okay. And I have to tell myself that a lot of times that you don't want to worry people. The breast cancer that I have, it's common for it to come back. Very common. So I just been holding out hope that I did so well in the first round that it won't. And all my grandkids, my family, my daughters do. I want to be here. I think that work for me has been my saving grace. I love what I do. I run a phenomenal resort. The people that I have are so amazing because everybody goes, what's your purpose? Well, the best thing of your purpose is that, I'm going to help others and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Well, my purpose has been me running a great resort to keep me going every day. All the other stuff is what I've always done anyway. I'm getting really good at what I do and I want to be better. And I want to be here to do that. The biggest emotional struggle during my journey, I think, part of trying to convince everybody else that you're going to be okay. I have to convince myself first that I'm okay. And quite frankly, I'm very positive. Like, I'm still, every day I wake up like this really, it's still sometimes it's like it's not really happened, but, or happening. But emotionally, overall, I'm actually good. I just have times where, which I think is normal, like what if it came back, what would I do? Things like that, you think about that. Try not to, but because you want to keep it positive, you want to make sure that, because I've gotten to the point where trying to be so positive that if I have one negative thought, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to jinx it or something. If I think something negative, I gotta stay positive. Everybody's like, oh, you're so positive. You're so positive. Yes. So, but then sometimes I think the emotional part is I'm afraid that if I'm negative, I'm going to jinx it. My cancer's going to come back. I got pissed off, sure. I mean, who doesn't? It's like, but I never asked myself, why me? Why not me? Why not anybody else? I just never once had that question. I never said, I never got mad at God or any of that stuff. You hear all these stories of what people go through. I never did any of that. Somebody's story is always worse than yours. Somebody's going through something far worse than you are. Always. And I think that's what I focus in on. I know that somebody out there is going through far worse than what I am. I'm still here. The hardest physical challenge I had was losing my hair. More so than losing my breasts. And I think more just because everybody could see it. And I couldn't wear a wig. It drove me crazy. I tried. And because I'm working at a beach, I was waiting for that thing to fly off my head. The rest of it, the second time around when I had to have emergencies, I had to have emergency surgery at one point. So now I look at it and my boobs look very pretty because of the emergency surgery. I can fix that. Helping me to be a survivor, I think because I've been on my own since I was 16. I think those survivor skills were I just been surviving my whole life and going through all the things that I did as a young person, as a young adult. Possibly was preparing me for this. I worked my whole life. Just never thought about it. I don't know. I guess I just the survivor skills in me, I think, are from the time I was a kid. To prepare your children or family, you cannot. You can't prepare someone, especially I look at I thought with all my kids that my daughter Katie would be the one that would have the hardest time. She was probably the strongest out of all of them. How do you tell your kids, oh, hey, by the way, Mama's got breast cancer? Well, and anytime anybody hears stage 4, everybody, of course, it's scary. But you can't prepare something like that. But I think with the way you present it, the way they see you, positive, makes it easier for them. Did not let people take care of me very much during that time. I didn't need a lot. I had friends come over and people came over to help me, which was great. But I started working like 3 days after surgery from home, of course. But that, I think for me, keeping my mind going constantly was very helpful with my body. The hardest part I had was having to sleep on the couch for like 2 months, sitting up in the corner. But I did have people that came, just to be there was more important than nothing. Nobody really could do anything, but just have people there was important.
So that's a wrap.
Yeah.
Wow.
How intense was that?
Very intense. I can't wait to see the post-production on that one. I don't think there'll be a dry eye.
There will not. So what was your biggest takeaway from that interview?
She's such a survivor that I don't even know how to put it into words other than to say is, wow. She's a Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I think her story will resonate with so many other women. And I think it will really bring hope to so many that are going through a dark time. How about for you?
I think attitude is everything. Because no matter what Heidi goes through with the cancer, the surgeries, losing her hair, talking to her family, her attitude has always been the most upbeat and positive.
Do you think that we really captured her story well?
I think we surprised Heidi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because remember, she said, I've not cried about this before. I think we captured it so well that we surprised Heidi.